This is something we all need to hear in our lives at one point or another. And if you don't necessarily need to hear about it, please listen so that you can share, because I'm pretty sure you know of somebody who needs to hear about this right now. And what we're going to be talking about today is healing. Hey, Boss Babes, it's your girl, Stephanie. I'm so happy that you're here on this channel for yet another video. I told you I was going to be committed to this and stay consistent, so here you have it. But this topic has been on my mind for quite some time, okay? I'm constantly speaking to people, whether it's clients or whomever, right? Who have this thing where they are not healed, right? It's like a passion of mine, a desire of mine for every single person on earth to be healed. I believe that it's such a freeing experience, right? And oftentimes we don't pay attention to it, or we ignore it, or we sweep it under the rug, or we feel like, listen, out of sight, out of mind. But no, baby, sweetie baby, that does not mean that you are healed, okay? Something else I want to talk to you about regarding healing, right? We have to relinquish control. When we do not, when we are in the process of healing, right? I personally believe that it takes longer. And I'm not talking about well, if you want to talk about grief, we can, right? Because grief comes in many forms and stages. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who has wronged you, right? It can be somebody who has passed on, right? But even with that, right? If you have not healed from something that a person did to you, and now they have passed away, right? Now you can't even talk to them about it. Not saying, I don't know if you were really gonna talk to them about it. Sometimes people just don't want to do that, or they feel uncomfortable and they don't want to, they were just never going to talk to the person. But then that person moves on to the afterlife, and then you're stuck in this process, angry, bitter, whatever have you, right? So one of the things I want us to do, right? I think that first of all, we need to acknowledge the healing that we need to go through. No one really likes a process, but it's in the process that, your character is built, right? It's inevitable. How about that? Let's talk about that. It's inevitable. There's always going to be someone that has harmed you, wronged you, whatever, or even vice versa. Let's be for real. We're not all innocent, right? And at some point in time, we're going to hurt people, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. At some point in time, we are going to hurt each other. We're going to hurt someone. Sometimes we are not aware of our actions, right? But now I'm talking about you, right? How can you heal? One, you have to relinquish control. You have to surrender, right? You have to let it go. What am I saying, right? We hold on. We're harboring onto these feelings, to these things that people have done to us, and it's in our hearts. We may feel bitter. We may feel resentment. It's like we are allowing them to live in our minds rent free. Do y'all know about the squatters' rights, the squatters' law? In New York, the squatters' rights, right? They gain rights to a property after 30 days, right? So say if they're residing in your home for free, like, hey, I just need a place to stay. Can you have me stay here? And then they get some type of mail as proof of address, and it's been past 30 days. They now have rights to the property. So it's still the same thing, right? When somebody has wronged you, you are holding on to what they have done, and they are living in your mind rent free, okay? Yes, I said it, rent free. And y'all know the rent in New York is definitely not cheap, so it's not worth it, right? So one, you have to relinquish control. I always say, go through the process. You have to talk about your feelings. Choose somebody who you trust to talk about your feelings. I'm an advocate for therapy. I think honestly everybody needs to see a therapist, right? It's just part of, a checkup, just like a physical checkup or whatever have you. I think you should. Is good. It doesn't mean the stigmas behind it, like you're crazy or whatever. Everybody needs someone to talk to, and you definitely need different perspectives. I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Anita Phillips, who's a Christian therapist, but she says prayer is the weapon, therapy is the strategy. Okay, so definitely you want to be praying about that. You want to go see whoever you have to see. If you need to talk about it, I say journal, right? Write about it. Tell God, tell him how you're feeling, right? God is close to the brokenhearted, right? But you have to surrender, right? If we hold on to things, it's just gonna fester, and these things cause us to get sick. I honestly believe this is one of the places where cancer comes from, right? Sometimes it can be stress, which is a result of you not letting go of something. Sometimes we're overworking ourselves. Our body just reacts in different ways, but we definitely have to work on that and let it go, right? We have to go through the process. We have to acknowledge that we are hurting. Hopefully we get a chance to speak to the person, right? But that's not always guaranteed. But I'm saying we're not trying to give people too much control. Just like holding them in our hearts and our minds, that's giving someone way too much control, right? Another thing that comes with it, I believe, healing comes with forgiveness. You have to forgive. And trust me, forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person, right? One of the things that some of y'all may not know, right? In the Bible, it says, if you do not forgive others, God will not in turn forgive you. So think about that, right? So internally, you are, holding on to something and you're not forgiving somebody. And then so that means you're already suffering. You're already going through the motions with that. And then eternally, you're suffering because you did not forgive that person. Think about it. Is that person even worth it? Right? You have to put yourself first. You have to heal. I wholeheartedly believe everybody needs to heal. Michael Jackson said it best. Heal the world, make it a better place. I honestly feel if we all were healed, or we acknowledge it and we're taking the steps necessary to be healed, the world would be such a better place. Okay? So I wish, I pray, right, that you all, whoever's going through a tough time where you are just so broken, right? I pray that you are healed in the name of Jesus. I pray that you recognize it. I pray that you deal with it during this time, because are we doing in 2022? What we doing? Are we trying to be healed? Right? Why not? Let's not wait another year to start the process. No, the time is now. Start now. There's a reason for this message, right? There's a reason for it. There's something that you need to relinquish. There's someone you need to forgive. And that may even be forgiving yourself for the decision that you made, right? Forgiving yourself for ignoring certain signs, forgiving yourself for whatever it may be. That may be you. Maybe you need to forgive yourself, right? And ultimately, again, it starts from making a decision. My pastor likes to say, she said something along the lines in terms of, she likes to break down words. And so decide, and, side is like the killing off, and, there's homicide, there's suicide and all that. So we definitely have to make a decision, right? Kill off our flesh, right? So that we can go through the process, go forth in the process of healing, because it's not going to be good if we just keep harboring on to these things, right? And I'm talking years after years. I know people who hold on to things for so many years and nobody even remembers, right? Except you, because you have not been healed. How do you know that you have not been healed? Let's talk about that, okay? Because I remember there was an ex. I feel like these exes, right? But they're exes for a reason. I think I was talking about an ex too, but this is another ex. It didn't work out, whatever have you. And, there's a lot of stuff going on there in that story too, but I'm going to keep it brief. Ultimately, I thought I forgave the person. And I thought that because it was more of an out of sight, out of mind. And so eventually, like each time, like within the year or whatever, he would, reach out to me, call me, whatever, check in. We kind of had like similar friends and stuff like that. And I would feel some type of way if I saw the call or if I saw the person, and that could be whatever. You can feel like disgusted. You can feel like, oh my gosh, why? You can feel angry, whatever. Those are feelings when that expose that you have not been healed. And I had to take a step back, and I was like, Stephanie, clearly you're not healed. There's still something in your heart, right? You're angry, you're disgusted, whatever it is, but you cannot feel those feelings when you see the person. They shouldn't be able to rile you up like that, right? Some people lose their appetites. Like, these are just little signs, but I think that it's good that we're talking about it so that you can detect it and start with your healing process. Okay? So again, I'm praying that you all get healed. I'm praying that you all recognize, you're able to identify where it is that you need the healing. I'm praying that you get a therapist. I'm praying that you're able to, vent to somebody of wise counsel and have a safe space to talk about your feelings. I'm praying that you write it down, you journal it. I'm praying that you build your relationship up with God. You pray to him, you talk to him, right? Like I said, he's close to the brokenhearted. I pray that you are healed this year. Right? Matter of fact, right now, maybe this is, the revelation that you needed to hear. This may have been the push that you needed to hear to remind you it's time to move forward, right? I'm wishing healing on every single person on this who's watching this video. And again, my name is Stephanie, and I'm so grateful that you guys stayed to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, also share. I definitely think this should be a shared topic because, it's something that people don't, I can't say, or maybe they do, but I personally don't really hear a lot of people talking about healing. It's more of a sweeping things under the rug, and it is what it is. I don't care. Oh, I'm blocking, I'm deleting, I'm this, but you haven't blocked and deleted them in your heart. Yes, I said it. I'm kind of coming for you. I'm in your business. I don't know. But again, I'm wishing you all well. And like I said before, I'm committed to this. So we will definitely have more chit chats, more talks, more videos. Stay tuned. Bye.